My name is Kristen Schlick. Let's take a look at trees and leaves from a science, math, and art perspective. This is my favorite tree. It's a white and yellow Frangipani, also known as a plumeria. The tree is so fragrant like jasmines and gardenias. Each flower has 5 petals. The petals start yellow, and as the blossom develops, the flower opens and the yellow retreats to the center, exposing white petals. These flowers grow in clusters, numbering up to the 20s on some of the stems. When the tree is growing, the trunk and the branches are a bright green. Over time, the trunk and the branches become striped and craggy. I noticed a portion of the trunk is developing some deep crevices, which make me think I should find a way to shield this portion from the blistering heat. Now let's take a closer look at the leaves. They are a gorgeous tropical color of green. All of the leaves have a long, narrow vein running from where it's connected to the tree to the tip of the leaf, creating, if you will, a spine. There are smaller veins that reach from the center spine sideways to the outside of the leaf. The leaves are the shape of an elongated teardrop, and the leaves, like the flowers, develop in clusters. And when the leaf falls, it leaves a mark on the tree which remains for some time before beginning to stripe. Many critters have found their home in this tree. I found evidence of spider webs, tiny ants crawling, and on the research page you will see the exoskeleton of a cicada. I used the California Department of Education Early Childhood Foundations as a guide when measuring and ordering the different attributes of this tree's fallen leaves. As you can see on the top, I ordered them from darkest to lightest according to the color. In the middle one, I ordered them from the shortest to the longest. And in the bottom one, I ordered them from curliest to flat. As I look at these natural collages, I am struck with just how math and art are intertwined. To create these pieces, I needed to observe the spatial relationship between the pieces as I was creating it. I needed to measure and compare the objects as I was placing them down. I used geometry as I created the shapes to organize the pictures, and used visual art to create a representation of a tree, a face, and a hand. Here are some ideas to involve children with science, math, and art in reference to trees and leaves. Choose a nearby tree. Count and make note of the number of birds in the tree every day for a week. Use a journal to record the date, the time of day, the number of birds, and the children researchers. Draw pictures, paint, or take photographs of the birds. At the end of the week, make bird feeders and place them in and around the chosen tree. Make predictions about the number of birds you think you'll see in the coming week based on last week's observational data and the addition of the feeders. Observe the tree for another week. Again, counting the birds, noting the date, the time of day, number of birds, and the children researchers. At the end of the second week, compare the data collected during the first week and the second week. What changed? Did the food attract more birds? Different birds. What can you do next time to increase the number of birds and different species? Study birds' nests and find out what they're made out of. Then collect natural materials and create your own bird's nest. Dictate stories from the children and create a class book about the experience. Create a class play with children being the trees and the birds. Have the children act out what they observed. Visit great websites like the Cornell Lab of Ornithology. They have wonderful tips. They have pictures of birds that you can help to identify what you're seeing. You can hear different bird sounds. Use the stories, paintings, drawings, and dramatic play to host an All About Birds event at your school. Invite the families to come and share in what the children had discovered. During the event, have materials for the family to create whirligigs and bird feeders for their own trees at home. I have one in my yard, and one reason why I love it is that the propeller denotes the direction of the blowing wind, and the prism at the bottom creates wonder as it refracts the sun, casting dotted rainbows around the area. Thank you so much for watching my video and my presentation. Have a wonderful day.